Welcome to another edition of the Brian Turner Basketball Podcast. Before we get going, can you please like and subscribe to the channel? My goal is to grow this channel within the next year as much as possible, full of basketball content, full of health content, full of life content. So do yourself a favor and make sure you click the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell for all notifications. Also, this video is being brought to you by and powered by SeatGeek.com. SeatGeek.com is an online ticketing app. So any music concert, any comedy concert, any sporting event, baseball, football, basketball, go over to the app, use promo code Coach Turner to get $20 off your first purchase at checkout. Appreciate your time. I'm glad you was able to find this channel. I hope you like this video. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. Man, welcome back. Welcome back to another edition of the Brian Turner Basketball Podcast. And in this edition, man, I wanted to kind of give a lot of people some game on just our lifestyle as a coach, our lifestyle as just adults. We kind of lose focus on the important things, and sometimes when we lose focus on the important things, we have a tendency of making bad decisions. And so I wanted to dedicate this video to a lot of the athletes out there, not just athletes, young folks, young parents, old parents. Just anybody can take a spoonful of this information, and if it applies to you, then you can use it. If it don't, then catch me on the next video. But I wanted to make sure that I give some information on what I'm seeing nowadays with young athletes and some of the choices that they decide to make, or the lack of choices that they decide to make when it comes to their health. I'm a big health buff. For those who know me, man. If you follow me on any social media, you can find me working out with some of my kids at the gym. You can find me working out, exercise and lifting weights, doing everything to promote a healthy lifestyle, a healthy way of living. And I'm 40 years old, had one major surgery, and didn't have that major surgery until I was 37, around 36, 37. So been fairly healthy my whole life. For the most part, have lung problems, asthma problems. For those who grow up in big major cities, African Americans, young black males and females have a tendency to have asthma problems, and it's just something that that comes with the territory of if you have a history of family who've had lung disease or some type of lung problems. But for the most part, I was able to play ball pretty much my whole life with no major problems. But it came a time and a point when I was around 15, 16, when I really started making a conscious effort of eating right. And for some athletes and for some young men, young women, it might not click on right now for you that you need to start making healthy choices when it comes to what you're putting in your body, but it has a lot to do with your performance. So if you're wondering why you wasn't able to go all out in that football game, or go all out in that basketball game, or baseball game, or even running track, and it was because of something that you put in your body early that morning, I mean, it's not a coincidence. So I want to dedicate this video and just give some small tidbits of information for the people that are watching, that can kind of help you make some healthy life choices when it just comes to just eating right. A couple years ago, we were faced with the big pandemic, and you saw a lot of studies that came out, and the first thing that it was associated with a lot of those people who, either whether if you caught COVID or you had some type of COVID issues, was about your health. Were you in good um, health? Were you have Did you have a good healthy lifestyle, good health condition, to where your immune system was at the point where it can fight off a lot of illnesses. So let me just drop a few messages when it comes to a healthy lifestyle, and maybe, like I said, you can kind of pick up off of this. So the first thing that I kind of want to touch on, just give me a second. All right. So I said I want to kind of talk about eating healthy. And eating healthy is an important life skill. So when we do a lot of this talking about coaching, when we do a lot of this talking about sports, a lot of different things, and some of the good coaches, they want you they want you to perform and perform at a high level, rightfully so. But I hope that a lot of coaches are having those conversations with a lot of players on the things that they put in their body. I can just remember, man, when I was young, and I would be able to just play ball all day, all night. Have a few little meals, snack here and there, and then go back out and play ball all over again. But one thing that you start to realize, the older that you get, the competition level goes up, and you wanna be at the highest point of trying to achieve some of your goals by giving the most out of everything that you have. And a lot of it, you want to have energy. So you can't drink a lot of soda, a lot of juice, a lot of those different things, and think you're going to perform at a high level night in and night out. At least I found that out early. So again, if you're trying to be one of these elite athletes, compete at a high level, I mean, you have to start making healthy life decisions, and you have to adopt this important life skill of eating healthy. So that's the one thing that I want you to guys to focus on, that eating healthy is an important life skill. When you get older, you may learn the important life skill of becoming independent. Okay. The one thing that I always tell all of my players is, try to make sure you eat 3 meals a day. And I can be responsible for helping you out to some degree, of giving you certain things while you're in my presence. But again, uh, nobody is around anybody 24 hours out of the day. So you have to be conscious of being independent and being an independent thinker, and making sure that you get 3 meals a day in. And so a lot of that comes with just being independent. Your mom and your dad are not going to always, fix you 3 course meals, uh, uh, you know, lavish meals in the morning. And when you go, have the luxury of going to a school that's going to give you lavish, uh, um, lunch, and then when you get home, you're going to have a lavish dinner all over again. You have to be responsible for knowing exactly what you need in order to perform and sustain for the rest of the day. So again, this is something to just learn at an early age, is to become more independent. And when you become more independent, you'll start making these decisions on, what are the things that you need in order to prepare yourself to have 3 strong meals a day. All right. And again, for those who don't know, if I may have some young folks from as young as 10 years old that may be looking at this video. But being independent just basically means that you learn how to do things by yourself. Okay. Mom is not gonna have to tell you these things. Dad shouldn't have to tell you these things. Coach shouldn't have to tell you these things. You should be self-starting yourself and getting yourself ready to be more independent for what life looks like outside of the presence of, your family members or your coaches. Once you pick up this trait and learn this trait of being more independent, it makes people feel good when they learn to do something new by themselves. You know, some people just may be scared. Man, well, I don't know how to cook. I don't know how to do these things. But once you really learn how, you know, to prepare a meal, to cook something, you know, once you get over that fear, that first time fear is always a first for everything. Once you get over that, I mean, hey, the sky's the limit, and you start to feel good about yourself when you're able to do something new by yourself. One thing that you can do to be more independent is learning how to prep your meals. Okay, so right off the bat, okay, you learn how to, put water on the stove, boil you some water, fix you a meal, fix some eggs in the morning. So once you figure that out, now you need to start learning how to prep your meals. What does it look like to start preparing yourself for the week ahead? Some folks are always complaining about the food that they may not like at school, the food that you may not have access to. So to counter that, the thing that you may need to do is prep your meals. Okay. Uh, One easy meal that I just know, for learning how to cook eggs early in the morning, like even if you get a carton of a dozen eggs, crack 12 of those eggs, scramble those eggs, put it in like a container for the rest of the week. Now you done knocked out all of your breakfast for the week by just cooking those eggs at one time, those 12 eggs. And if you really want to jazz it up, you can get you some flour tortillas, roll your tortillas up, and now you got a egg breakfast burrito that you can have bright and early, walking out the door to prepare yourself for what the week is going to look like right off the bat by just knocking out those preparing those 12 eggs, cooking those 12 eggs, putting the eggs in the refrigerator, and early in the morning scooping some eggs out into a tortilla, heating that tortilla up, breakfast egg burrito right there. Okay. So one thing that you can do, again, start prepping your meals, getting your mind ready to prep. Okay, prep your food. One thing that we all have access to are phones, cell phones. So one thing that you can do that I know is real beneficial is just looking up some recipes or of some things that you like to cook or that you like to eat, and just learn how to prepare those things. Again, once you get over the fear of, you know, figuring out how to cook, man, it's sky's the limit. You will have a tremendous time figuring out different dishes, and then as everyone knows, you can find anything out on YouTube. So again, making sure that you watch some read some recipes and watch some YouTube videos online to learn how to food prep. Okay. Here's another one. Learn the difference between what are healthy foods and what are unhealthy foods. You'd be surprised that a lot of people don't know that certain foods don't have nutritional value. You know, just because it's strawberry flavored, lemon flavored, flavored, doesn't mean that those flavors are nutritional. It's gonna be a sign on there that says artificial flavoring was added. So making sure you learn the difference between healthy foods and unhealthy foods. Okay, healthy foods have lots of nutrition, and nutrition help your body feel good and strong. So again, when we talk about guys who are having, if you're practicing 7 days a week, lifting weights 5 days a week, you need to draw that energy from somewhere. So it's best that you have food that are high in nutrition, to have a nutritional value, so you can be able to pull that energy out from somewhere. So make sure you know the difference between healthy foods and foods that are not healthy. You know, Nutrients can help you stay healthy. If you eat food that are very high in nutritional value, it's a very slim chance that you're gonna get sick. And once you start getting into the groove of figuring these different things out, these different recipes, you'll start to realize what foods that you can kind of consume and put in your body that can kind of offset some of the illnesses that we may suffer from season to season, from month to month. So making sure that you just understand, if you have nutrients in your body on a regular basis that helps you out tremendously with fighting off illnesses. Okay, a lot of guys like to take that trip to the store, to the corner store, to the grocery store, to the gas station, and you love loading up on Sour Patch Kids, Twizzlers, Skittles, fruits, and all those different things. Again, those things are terrible for your body. They're terrible for your teeth. Again, they don't have any type of nutritional value, and then you're gonna feel yourself getting sick after a while. But what you can do, you can get the nature Sour Patch Kids and the nature Skittles. What are the nature Skittles and the nature Sour Patch Kids? I mean, they're just strawberries and berries, flat out grapes. pineapples, all these different things that you can get from a supermarket, that you can get from a Schnucks, a Walmart, a Sam's Club, and you can load up on those things. So again, I gave you information on how to just cook those eggs in the morning. You get your eggs, and you get your strawberries, you get your berries, you get your grapes. Okay, boom. Now you got lunch. You got something to snack on. So now you kind of you building up throughout the day some real healthy food items and food choices. So again, fruits are very, very healthy. And again, find out what fruits you like. Man, it's tons of fruits out there, that I guarantee that if you start digesting them, getting used to them, your body is going to start reacting to them to the point where you're not going to even want to put candy in your body. Your body is going to be fiending for the real nature candy, and the real nature candy is the fruit that is very healthy for your body. Okay, vegetables, vegetables, and I shouldn't have to tell you that, but for folks that are listening, vegetables are very healthy for you. Make sure you consuming some type of something green within the day in your body. So whether if it's that having a salad, whether if that's having anything green. A lot of us grew up on Popeye, eating the spinach, getting big and strong. Kind of keep that mentality in in your mind that the more green that you digest, the healthier that it is. You know, drinking lots of water, and as we say that, you know, when I drink water, man, it puts me in the mind frame of putting love in your body. Man, that water hit different. That water gives you energy. And here I am, breaking this video down, and I needed that water in my system. Now I got so much more energy to get me through the second half of this. So drinking lots of water and you staying hydrated is very healthy. That's going to give you the energy that you need to perform at any high level, whatever that you're doing. If you're playing sports, if you're working, if you're being creative, if you sing, if you dance, you're going to need that water in your system. Okay. Unhealthy foods. All right. These are foods that do not have any type of nutritional value. The cakes, the donuts, the onion rings, the sodas, the juice, all of those things with artificial flavors. Reject that. Get that out your diet, get that out your mind, because your body doesn't need it. And like I said, it's cool when you 17, 18, 19, you got those little cute little tight little bodies, you've been working out and all of that. But when you get up to about 39, 40 years old, you know one or two or three donuts set you back in your workout, set you back in your progression tremendously. So just kind of stay away from those things. Unhealthy foods, they can hurt your body long term. Okay. All my chip eaters, hot fries, chips, Funyuns, chips have no nutritional value. I shouldn't have to tell you guys that chips have no nutritional value, even though that they may taste good. All of these companies put those different flavors inside those chips that make you can't just eat just one. So you're back and forth, shoving them down your mouth, hands getting sticky, you're sucking the salt off your fingers. You need to try to get that out your system as much as possible. Even if they have the baked and all of these high in nutritional type chips, just kind of stay away from 'em because they're just loaded with lots of salt. So just stay away from them. Okay. Again, donuts, cakes, sugar, 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 sugar. That's all that's what's loaded up in those donuts and those cakes. Just stay out of it. Sugar drains you. Okay, it just drains you. It's good to have natural sugar, that the natural sugar that you can get from the grapes and the strawberries and those fruits. That's the sugar that you should be putting in your body, but stay away from these artificial sugars and these sweeteners. Fried foods have lots of salt, lots of oil, and again, they have no nutritional value. Unhealthy foods, they have a lot of salt and have a lot of sugar. You'd be surprised. You guys may complain about your stomach hurting, complain about your chest hurting. But little do you know that all of that is pertaining to what you just put in your body and what you ate. So we don't want to see folks walking around with stomach pains, with chest pains, body looking funny because they just consuming so much salt and sugar. So stay away from that. Again, when you eat too much junk food, your stomach may hurt, and you start looking at other bills that may accumulate from you just having when you're eating bad foods. All of a sudden your stomach hurt. Then it may be, you might have to just load up on all type of medicines and these different things when all you had to do was just stay away from those things to begin with. We want people to be healthy well into their 40s and 50s. And here's the thing, uh, being 40 years old, being 50 years old, that's still young. So we want people to make sure that you're around well into your 50s, because you should be peaking in your life around when you're 40, 50 years old, and you don't want to be having all type of elements and, like I said, just feeling and looking crazy because of the things that you put in your body. Okay. And it may be a point where you say, man, I feel good, and nothing is wrong with me. But, after eating the junk food, your body is still, having a hard time digesting all of that stuff on the inside. Okay. And again, I want to see all of my students, my players, my coaches, my teammates, my coworkers. I want to see you guys, man, kind of cranking it up, and for us to start thinking about and looking for what's life gonna be like when it's time to retire, when it's time to, you know, uh, get up well up in our age. And you can't do that if you're just eating junk food for 20, 30, 40 years, and then you mixing it with, all of the other things that you may put in your body. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Now, after I say all of this, I'm not sitting on feeling high and mighty, sitting on the throne like I'm the best of the best. No, no, no. I have setbacks myself, but what I try to do, I try to have a balance. So if I work out all week, if I eat healthy all week, then I can treat myself to something on the weekends, or treat myself to something that may not affect me long term. Again, I like cake. I like sugar. A lot of my buddies, we joke all the time. I like the Sour Patch Kids. I like all of the different candies. But at the same time, life is about balance, and you should have balance with everything that you do. Okay. I can still eat my favorite foods, but I learned to make good, healthy choices. Okay. Eating junk food all day is not a healthy choice. Okay. Eating a healthy dinner and then having a small dessert, that's considered having making healthy choices. Okay. Having fruit and nuts as a snack is a healthy choice. Eating one donut instead of a box of donuts is a healthy choice. Okay. Eating vegetables with your dinner is a healthy choice. Okay. And when we wrap all of that up in a nutshell, what we want to be able to do, we want to learn to make healthy choices and be more independent so that we can achieve our goals. Okay. Man, thank you guys for tuning into this video, man. I really hope that you like it. I really hope that you got something from it. And drop me a comment. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. If you think that I kind of need to go a little bit more in deep and in depth in this topic, just let me know. But for the most part, man, thank you for checking this video out. I'll catch you on the next one.